Keishan is not here. I'm gonna mark him absent. He was in my class today. Okay. Keishan, and who else is not here? Guys, do you see the list of the participants? Or no? Hello? Yeah.
You are now unmuted.
Miss, I only see.
Yeah, we see it.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, I see it, yeah.
Yeah, can you see who
If you
is
click on participants, it shows everybody's name.
Yeah, can you tell me who is absent? Because I can't tell. I know Kishan is not here, but I don't know the other one. Because we have to be 19 students. We are 17. Yeah, Darian, I want to answer your question. You said you got check mark because everything was correct.
You are now muted.
Darian, good job. I didn't give you mark yet. I was just giving you feedback. Okay, so let me double check okay, so who's not here? Let me check my attendance is the most difficult thing for me. Okay, Minal is here, Isaac, Gabriel, Keishan is absent, Alex, Peter, Alejandra, Harshdeep, Harshpreet. They're both here. Yeah, maybe Swan is okay. Harshdeep is here. Maybe Harshpreet is absent. Is that right? Can you guys help me? Gabriel Jian, yeah, Harshpreet is absent. If I'm not mistaken, I hope I don't make a mistake. Okay, I think it's Harshpreet. I'm gonna mark him absent for now until he shows up. Okay, so guys, do you have any question before I start? Yes, no?
How was your weekend?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. Oh my God, Saturday was a really nice day. I went hiking. It was very beautiful.
Oh, wow, I love hiking.
Yeah, me too. And then the fall colors was so beautiful. I really enjoy being outside. But Sunday was a little cloudy and I stayed home and I did some marking. I didn't finish everything.
Well,
but yeah, it was
on the bright side, it was really productive. So that's good, right?
Yes. How about your weekend? You guys had a good time?
I spent it doing homework.
Yeah.
Well, except Sunday. Sunday, like after like a while, I had a free day.
Yeah.
Like I could just relax. But like I did like all my homework. I tried to finish everything on Saturday.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So yeah, I got your like your work, and I was happy that most of you handed in. And how's Code HS going so far?
It's good.
It's good. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna mark Harshpreet present. Yeah. Switch case. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I'm going to review again because I gave you the website again. That website, I'm going to go over it now.
You are now muted.
Okay, guys, I wanted to share my screen and for some reason I left. Okay, I'm going to start share my screen with you. So, okay. Okay, so I want you to Okay, guys, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you see it. Okay. Anytime I wanted to share a screen, it let me out of the meeting, but now it's okay. Okay, so unit 2, we are just going to continue. Same as if a statement. Okay, I asked you to do activity 1, which is called nested if statements. And also a switch case is also inside this one. It's going to review it for you. So nested if a statement means an if statement inside another if statement. So that's what nested is called. The same thing is also with loops. Do you know what loop is? Loop is when you want to repeat something many times, we use loops. We can also have nested loops. It means one loop inside another loop. So we haven't learned loops yet, so we are not going to worry about it right now. So we are going to do nested if statement. So if you can also go on this website if you have it on your computer, or you can just watch this. So you know that so far we have been doing some if statement, but I noticed that some of you still have problems, and that's very normal. When you learn a programming language, some of the concepts are a little difficult to grasp at the beginning, but then gradually you get used to it. So this is what we are doing here is called program control. It means that how the program is being controlled. We have been doing sequence programming before, like you do one line at a time. So you do one line, then program goes through to the next line, then next line. This is called procedural programming. It goes one line after another, or sequence. But in if a statement, when we use if a statement, based on the condition, we either go this way to the right or to the left. Or sometimes we don't do some of the statements on the program. Depending on the condition, some of the statements might not be executed. So executed means to be completed. So sometimes the program will skip that. So for example, if you look at this program here, it says, okay, package is unit 1, activity 2, rectangle area. Okay, so this is the name of the package. So package is just a set of programs entered. So don't worry about that. We don't use package. We usually use just public class. The name of the program is rectangle area for unit 1, activity 2. Actually, is unit 2, activity
You are
1,
now
but anyways,
unmuted.
they use that here. Say, no, package is just because, okay, this is how Java works. Java works like a library. You have many books there, and based on your need, you pick up a book from the bookshelf and use it. Okay, so here they have they have created a package for this unit. Okay, unit 1, activity 2, rectangle area. Okay, so this is a package that they imported here. So that's what package is in Java. It's just using some programs. But even if you don't have this, it's going to work. Okay, so for now, yeah, you don't need the package is just to be able to use that package's programs, codes. But don't worry about it. For now, we just use public class, the name of the program, and then we save it based on the class name. Okay? Okay. And then here, this is the main method of the program again, public static void main. These are the 3 variables. Oh, by the way, I just remembered, cohort A is writing Is it cohort A or B writing the test
I think it's
tomorrow?
A.
Sorry?
It's A.
I think
A.
it's for A.
Okay, yes. So don't forget, you are writing a test on tomorrow. So at the end, if you have any questions, I'll answer it. But right now, you also pay attention here. So integer length means that the program declares a variable called length as integer. So the value is going to be a whole number. So the same with width and area. Then here, length equals 12 means it assigns the value 12 to the variable length, assigns the value 15 to the variable width. Area equals length times width calculates. So if I ask you to write comments on this one, you have to say, this one calculates the area. Okay? So this program shows you, okay, it shows stuff for the user. And then based on the condition, if area is greater than 250, this statement is going to happen. So system.out.println, that is a big rectangle, it's going to say. But if the area is greater than 150, this statement is going to happen. Else, this other one is going to happen. But I have a question here. So when I say the area is greater than 250, and underneath I say the area is greater than 150, so what happens? What statements do you think is going to be displayed on the screen? Can someone answer it? Okay, I'm saying if the area is greater than 250, this one is it's going to say that is a big rectangle. If the area is greater than 150, it's going to say that is a medium-sized rectangle. So if I enter, for example, 200, which one of these do you think is going to happen?
The medium size?
Sorry?
The medium size?
Sorry, somebody else is also was answering.
I think it's going to be the medium side rectangle.
Oh, okay, chat, yeah. If it's 200, yes, it's
Yeah.
going to be medium size. What if I enter the area is 300, for example? I mean, don't look at this.
A big rectangle.
So if it's greater than 300, if it's equal to 300, both of these lines are going to display, yes? Because 300 is greater than 250 and is also greater than 150. But in this case, it's not going to happen because 12 times 15 is how much? Can you give me the answer? So the area is 12 times 15. So what is
It's going to be 180.
180? So because it's 180, so which one do you think is going to happen?
The medium size rectangle.
That's right. Only the medium-sized rectangle is going to happen. So it's going to ignore this other one. So in if a statement, some of the statements are not going to be executed. That's what to know. Okay, so the next thing is sequential program control, which that's what we have been doing before, like line 1 gets executed first, then line 2, then line 3. That's in a sequence. And in selection, in program control, in if a statement, we also call it selection because we have to select which way to go. So the same thing that we just discussed, if it's the area is larger than 250, this one is going to say it's a big rectangle. If it's greater than 150, it's going to say medium-sized rectangle. And otherwise, if none of those is right, it's going to say that is a small rectangle. Okay, and it shows, and else means none of the above. Then none of, okay. Okay. No, if okay, when it's if the area is 60, it's only going to 260 is greater than 250 is going to say that is a big rectangle, and at the same time it's going to say that is a medium-sized rectangle, because we said this area greater than 150 and also is greater than 250. So that's why I think it's better in this case we should write else if area is greater than 150 and smaller than or equal to 250. Then we will have a medium sized. If we don't have and here, so both of them is going to be correct. It's if you enter 260, 260 is greater than 250 and is also greater than 150. So both of these lines is going to happen. So we don't want that. So we have to use and here. So these are the things that when you practice, you will notice it, that you have to pay attention to the logic of the program. Okay, so I posted these questions on a post on the D12. Hopefully I won't lose my screen. Okay, so here I posted on the nested if statement discussion, I posted a comment. So please just take 5 minutes, each one of you, read it and just put some posts there. I want to make sure that everybody participates here. But I will read it loud so you can hear it. So where is my screen? Okay, not this one, this one. Oh, every time. Do you still see the screen? Hopefully.
Yes.
Oh, good, because sometimes it doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna make this larger. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So in the discussion section, I posted. Okay, because we are talking about the programmer's brain. Our brain has to work in a way that we should be very logical person. If we are not very logical, we cannot write good programs. So that's why we have to think logically. So metacognition means thinking about thinking. So I want you to think about these questions that are here. When you program a computer, you do a lot of thinking. So it is interesting to stop and consider how you learn and how you think about computer programming. So the question is, what is happening in your brain when you write a computer program? Can you just put some stuff there, like post something? What do you think that happens when you are thinking about writing a program? And the next question is, what is happening in your brain when you read through a computer program that someone else has written? When you look at a code and you're trying to figure it out, what happens in your brain? Just whatever, you just answer something there. And do you imagine little storage boxes for the variable values? So when I say integer height, integer length, integer width, what happens in my brain? Do I think of a small plate or a small container to hold the information there? And can you picture the output console or the form that has been designed? Okay, since we are not doing graphics, but what do you think about the output screen when you write a program? In your imagination, what do you think about it? And do you believe that learning computer programming uses the mathematical components of your brain or your language learning components? So what is it using? So I want to give you some time, maybe just 5 minutes, for you to post something. And I like everybody to just have 1 or 2 sentences, anything that comes to your mind, okay?
Wait, miss.
Yeah?
So we have to answer each of the questions, or
No,
like
you don't have to answer all of them. Just put some thoughts over there. So
okay.
what are your thoughts about those questions? So for now, nobody has posted, but I wait. Okay, I'm checking my other screen to see. Okay. So far, nothing, but just write anything. Okay, so are you on the D12? If maybe you are not on D12, no? Let me see what you have here, okay? Or maybe you can add this later. Oh, where to post your thoughts? Okay. Um, all right. Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay. So yeah, it's on the. You have to go to D12 and on the home page, course home, and under here, activity feed here, latest post. Oh yeah, I already have 6 comments. That's good. You guys don't mind if I share it with everyone? I guess not, because this is this discussion. Okay, thank you. So Aliyah says, I believe computer programming uses both mathematical and language learning components. It seems like they go hand in hand. Thank you so much, Aliyah. Nice. And Koa says,
You're welcome.
Sorry?
You're welcome.
You're welcome. God says, what is happening in your brain when you write a computer program? I think that I will predict or guess the future of the program before I write it. That's true. Before you write it, you think about the solution and you think, what is going to happen if I do this or that? So you do a lot of thinking. And harsh deep, sorry. When I'm writing a computer program, I have my goal for the output in mind, and I have to figure out a way to write code so that the output becomes a reality. That's good. Perfect. Okay. So some is good. The rest of you, I also like you to write something. You can write it later too after the lesson, because okay, so let's go back to the website and continue the work. Do you guys have any question before I go? Let me check the chat. Okay, with my vision, it's a little hard to go back and forth, but I do my best. Okay, I have some problem with vision. Okay. Share. Okay, I think. Sorry, guys, I didn't leave. I just, when I try to share a screen, sometimes it sends me out. But okay, I'm gonna go back to this one again. Okay, I hope you see me now. Yes? Okay. Do you see? Yeah, please answer. Okay.
Oh yes, I see your screen.
Thank you. I don't know. Sometimes when I switch screens, it takes me out of the meeting. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and actually share my screen first. Okay, this shouldn't. Okay, so nested if statement. I'm going to go to the switch case. This is what Koa asked me to review. So it has been reviewed here. So when you use switch statements, you are dealing with is the same as if then statements, but this is the important thing about switch case. You are dealing with a single character. Just want to make sure you see me, yeah? Okay, you see me? Okay. So you are dealing with a single character when you use a switch case. It's a word or value. If the decision involves ranges, then a switch statement might not be ideal. For example, you would not use a switch statement for the following because the condition involves a range of possible numbers. Like when you say Mark is greater than or equal to 50, you passed. Else, you it says passed again. They meant to say you failed. Okay, so for this one, you don't need to use switch case statement. But here in this example, see, this is an example of a if a statement. But this one is the same program is written in switch statement. So in order for you to understand the difference between if and switch, you should look at compare these two programs. So these two programs, like for the first one, if the answer is A, it's going to say incorrect. It's a multiple choice question. So the correct answer is the letter B. So for A, C, and D, it says incorrect. For B, it says correct. Else, it says invalid response. Okay, there's one important thing I want you to see here. First of all, the answer has been declared as a string because the answer is a letter, okay, is alphabet. Because it's alphabet, it has been declared as a string. And when you compare a string, pay attention here, please. We cannot say if answer equals to A. When you are comparing strings, you have to say if answer dot equals inside bracket A, inside quotation marks. So you have to use dot equals. Okay, so this is an if statement. So if the answer is A, it's going to say incorrect. Else if the answer is B, is going to say correct. Else if the answer is C, is incorrect. Else if the answer is D, is still incorrect. Anything else other than A, B, C, D is going to be invalid. So this is the program in if statement. But the same exact program is written as switch case. So answer is declared as a string data type. So you ask the user to enter a response. So answer is key input dot next line. The reason is next line because this is a string value. When it's a string value, you either have to have next or next line. So the variable that we are dealing with is one letter only, is a single character, is a single character. That's why we use switch, answer. Answer is a single character. Then we say case is A. So it means that if the answer that the user entered is letter A, then you're going to display system.out.println incorrect. You're going to display
You are now
this
muted.
on the screen. Then you have to break it. Always remember, in the switch case, you have to break it. If you don't break it, it's also going to display the other one. It's also going to display the next one. So you have to, after each case, you have to break it. So break means that if A was entered, the program doesn't have to go through the rest of it. So it doesn't waste the memory of the computer. Okay? So if cases A, this is going to happen, cases B, C, D, then you have to use the word default and break at the end. So default works like else. If anything else is entered, by default is going to say invalid response. So what I suggest you to do tonight, you should copy and paste these two programs in Dr. Java or Replit or NetBeans. I don't know if you have downloaded NetBeans. So please enter this program, run the program, but you have to put this one inside the class. It's not going to work automatically. You have to create a program and try running these programs, if a statement and switch case, and to see the difference between them. So these two are a very good sample if a statement program and switch case program. It is a multiple choice question. All right, so let me see if there is
You are
any
now
questions
unmuted.
in the chat. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. It only displays one result? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how much was the area? What, so you're 300, yeah? So because it's 300, it's greater than 250. So it doesn't display the medium size at all? Sorry, say it again. Uh-huh. Yeah, you just have to trial and error, because right now, because I'm not at the, I'm not in Dr. Java, I cannot see that, but you have to try it. But sometimes if your conditions are not logically correct, it is going to, both of them is going to be true, and that will give you wrong answer. So when you write your conditions, you have to make sure that they are logically correct. The same way that we wrote the income tax program. We said if it's greater than or equal to some amount and smaller than the other amount. And I recommend you using and, because that limits the condition. So it doesn't leave it open, because anything can be greater than, like 150, for example, 200. No, sorry, 300 is greater than 150 and also is greater than 250. So we have to write our conditions that wouldn't would have a limit. It wouldn't be unlimited conditions. Okay, I don't know if you got, but the best way for this is to practice on the Java. What do you mean JavaScript? But I'm not sure right now because we are not doing JavaScript now. Yeah, but you can try it. The best thing is to try and see it for yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. I suggest you to post your code, the code that you're saying. Post it in the question in the discussion, and let everybody talk about it. We can talk about it, and we can copy your code and put it in Java and see what happens. Okay? That that way, everyone can give you some input and some answer. Because right now we are not on Java. It's hard to predict the answer. Okay, so just put your code on the discussion. Okay, so let's go back to the switch case. So I would suggest you also to try the switch case on Dr. Java to understand it for yourself. So what else I was going okay, an advantage of using the switch statement is that some programmers feel it helps keep their programming code look a little more organized. So it makes it more neat. Like some people rather use switch case than if statement. And always here it emphasizes that break is very important. So make sure you have the break statement and default at the end. And these are some exam questions. I mean, you have to practice. I want you to write a program. Actually, you know what? Today, these are going to be your homework. I want you to make these programs in Dr. Java, and I create a box for it, Dropbox for it. Okay, so this is about break switch case. So what? Okay, so this one is it's talking about that sometimes the user can enter a capital letter or lowercase letter. So how do we know which one is correct? In order for that to fix it, instead we should put capital A and lowercase a inside our code. This way, so the user can enter anyway. They can enter capital A or they can enter lowercase a. Both is going to work if we put it in our code. So we can say case A colon capital letter and case A lowercase a. We can put both of it there. So this is another syntax of a case, a switch case. So what is syntax, by the way? Can someone answer me? And I take a little break. Oh, you put it there. Thank you. Okay, cool. I will go and try this. But what is syntax? Do you guys know what syntax is? Syntax. S-Y-N-T-A-X.
You are now muted.
Syntax. Okay. If you don't, I will explain it.
Is there
yeah.
a set of rules?
Yes, the syntax are the rules of the programming language or anything like grammar. So syntax means the rules that we use in programming. And also I'm going to post this note, it's a very important note on the different types of errors we get in programming. There are three, you don't have a note now, but I will post it later. There are three different types of errors in programming that we use. One is called syntax error. One is like, for example, in this program, you see, in this, I don't know if you see my screen. I go back and forth. Do you see the switch case on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay, so syntax is when, for example, if you miss a bracket, you forgot to put a curly bracket, or you forgot to put a colon, two dots, or semicolon at the end of the statement, then you're going to get an error. It's going to tell you this is called syntax error. When you make an error about the rules of the program. But there is another error called logical error. Logical error is when, for example, you want to add two numbers, but instead of putting plus sign, you put minus sign by mistake. And the result is going to be totally wrong. So that would be a logical error. Another type of error is called runtime error. For example, you ask the user to enter a number. For example, how much did you pay for pizza? Instead of entering $3.99, they enter delicious. They enter letters instead of numbers. The program is going to crash because that is called runtime error. And it's also called type mismatch. The types are different, like you're asking for number, but the user enters alphabet. That's an error. So the reason I told you that, so syntax is so we have to pay attention to the syntax and also the logic of the program when we write a program. And okay, what else? Is there any question? Okay, so I'm just going to copy Coa's program and put it in Java to see how that works. But first I have to make sure I share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen for Java. Okay, hopefully you see it. Okay, let me just change the fonts to make it larger. Okay, so everyone can see. Do you see the screen? Actually,
You are now unmuted. You are now muted.
let me see. Okay. Where's Java? Okay. I just need some feedback to see that you see the screen. Do you see? You cannot see Java?
No, I see a black screen.
Oh, okay, because I moved. I shouldn't move this much. Okay, I'm going to go back to share a screen. And where's Java? Come on. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm a little slow in this. Okay, now you're going to see it for sure. Okay, so you see the Java program. I just want to see what Koa's question was exactly. Okay, so public class DK is the name of the class. Let's compile. I hope I have enough room to save. I'm gonna save it in downloads because I don't have room. Or roster. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to save it in the roster so you can see it. So I'm going to go to ICS 2021. I'm gonna put it inside the assignment folder. Oh, I already put switch demo there. So DK here. So let's compile it. Yeah, compilation completed and run the program. Why is not stopping? Okay. And I'm going to run. Come on, this is still running. It doesn't let me It doesn't let me run. Okay, let's look at the program for now. So the length is 30. The width is spelled wrong, but it's 10. area is 300. So if it's 300, it should display big, medium, and small. It should display big. Okay, this doesn't let me run the program. Come on. All right, run. It's crashed. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna have to close it. I'm gonna stop sharing now because it's crashed. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, no. Okay. So let's run the program. See, when I run it, yeah, it says big. That's right.
You are now unmuted. You are now
You
muted.
cannot? Okay, sorry, guys. Okay, I'll go back. See it now?
You are now unmuted. You are now muted.
Okay, so when I run this program, it shows big, but let's change it 30 to 20. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be 200. So when I compile and run, okay, it says medium. Okay, it works. That's because you use else if. If we just used if, it would have been wrong. Okay, let me just change this to if instead of else if. Compile. It will show both of them, I think. Let's see. It only shows medium, but let me change it back to 30. So 30 and compile and run. Oh, see? Okay. This is what I was saying. Did you notice? Because we don't say else if, both of them is correct. Both of them, so 300 is larger than 150 and is larger than 250. Let me see, everybody's there. Okay, so that's why it shows big and medium at the same time. Let me just, I said, fine, okay. Do you see the screen? Guys, do you hear me? Oh, good,
Yes.
good, good. Okay.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes. Okay. So do you see what happened here? It says if area is greater than 250, display big. If area is greater than 150, display medium. So if the area is 300 is going to be bigger than 150 and also bigger than 250 is going to display both of them, big and medium. So
You are now
that's why you
unmuted.
have to be careful when you write your code. One way to fix it is to just put
You are now muted.
is just to put else if. It means that if it's not greater than 250 and it's greater than 150 only, if you put else if, it will fix. It doesn't let me type here right now because I have to type in Java. That's why I'm okay. So if I type else if, it's going to work. So let's compile and run. See, it only shows big. Okay, thank you, Koa, for your, contribution. Okay, so let's go back to, I'm gonna stop sharing this screen and go back to the other one and share. Okay. Okay, so here at the end of this activity, it's asking you to create a program. But as I said, because I don't want to put a lot of effort in making graphics, You don't have to create a button or label or text box. You can only create this program using text. Okay, so it's going to ask you, let's say what the program is asking you to do. Your task is to create a program that outputs one of 8 positive or inspiring quotes or messages to the user when a button is clicked. But you don't have to have a button. You can just display it like that. The program should be designed, no, shouldn't be designed. You don't use JFrame, don't use graphics. So you don't need to do this part, no, because that's going to be confusing. Okay, when the user clicks, again, the same thing, generate. Okay, I haven't taught you how to generate random numbers. So let me just check the time. Okay, so don't do this program yet. I have to teach you how to generate random numbers. But what I want you to do is to check this flow chart. Okay, go through this flow chart to completely understand how programs work. So for example, here, this flow chart is showing you start and end. So every flow chart has to have a start and end at the end. So here, input is a parallelogram. Some of you made mistake on the flow chart and I showed it to you. So ask the user if the computer is portable. Okay, so this is a input. Then is the computer portable? Then for the if statement, you have to use a diamond. If the answer is yes, then you ask another question. Then if the answer is yes, you display a message. If the answer is no, you display different types of message. So I want you to go over this activity to completely understand how flowcharts work. And at the end is going to give you a very nice, okay, this is a different type of flowchart. You should do it. You should go over this yourself. Oh, actually, I want to show you the nested if statement. If you see this box, so there is one if at the top. There is another if inside it. So see, one green rectangle is the outer if statement, and the other one in the bottom is the nested if. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, are you here? Oh, really? Okay, either you or I'll just go. Oh, she's okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is a nested if statement. Okay, 2 boxes. And this is, see, there are 3 boxes inside each other, and even 4, 5. So you can have many if statements inside another if statement. So, okay, indentation. What does indentation means, or indenting and braces? Can someone, let me go to the chat. What does indentation mean?
Shows like where the code is, like, or what it relates to.
Perfect. Yeah, like, and also the tab key. Usually we have spaces in our code because we want our code to be readable. So that's why we have to use the spaces. So indentation is important that way. So it explains it here. So you should read this yourself. It's very easy to read. And see that the tab key. So if and else, they have to line up somehow. Okay. So for example, if you see my screen, this if here has an else if underneath. And then this inside if has else if underneath itself. So if you use the proper tab key and spacing, you won't get confused when you write your code. So spacing is very important. And also don't forget that you need to have braces, open braces, close braces, or curly brackets, they call it. All right, so yeah, you can look at this yourself. Programming style. I don't want to give you this assignment again because it's going to take a lot of time. So I'm just going to go to the end of this activity. I have, yeah. These are the things that you can read it yourself about the naming conventions, but I don't want to give you assignment on this. Okay, I want you to do this one. Choose your own adventure game. I know a lot of you like games and you like to be able to create your game. So now that you have learned if a statement, I think this is a very good start to start creating an adventure game. And see, each decision leads to new ones. And if you play the game or read the book twice, the outcomes can be entirely different based on the decisions made. So I want you to go over this. Your task is to create a choose your own adventure text-based Java game. I don't want you to create graphics for now, just a text-based. So your game will present to the user a plot line and an initial decision to make. The user will enter in data to indicate his or her choice. And then the story should continue to present the user with plot twists, new characters, and decisions. All choices should lead to final outcomes, some successful, others not. So you decide the context, theme, or plot of your story. Some suggestions include. So these are some suggestions. I want you to go through this and choose one. And actually, if you like to work in pairs, if you are with me, if you like, you can tell me that, okay, you can work in pairs, two people together. You can create this, you can start just writing your own program. Is that cool or no? Is that okay? Anyone? Yes? Okay, good. So you can choose your own partner, or if you want, I can put you in groups of two. And then you can communicate with each other and think about this adventure game. So that is going to take some time. So I give you about maybe a week or
You are
10
now
days
unmuted.
to complete this work. Is that good? Do it on what is, sorry, on what? Yeah, the pizza. You mean I don't understand you. Sorry, say it again, please. Okay, so yeah, this is your task. Do you see my screen? It's a game, making it, making it
Yeah,
true.
I have a question.
Yes.
So suppose if you're working with a partner, how can you and your partner edit the Dr. Java at the same time? Do we put it in the roster or what?
You could, and also I did it last time. I can create a joint folder in the roster for you, so both of you can access it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that too, or you can just write the program, email it to each other. Yeah, it's not like the docs document that you can share it, but I can create in the roster so you can work together.
Okay, no.
Yeah, but I think this is a good idea because by the end of the course, you have to create your CPT is going to be a program that you're going to write. And I usually, I mean, it's good to do individually, but it's when we were in person in class, usually we worked as a group, like group of 2-3 people. But I wanted to be only 2 people in the group because more than
the
2.
partners have to be in the same
Yeah.
cohort?
So that would give you, it would be a lot of fun to work together like that.
Miss, do the partners have to be in the same cohort?
The same, what? Cohort?
The same cohort, yeah.
That's a good question. I think it makes it a lot easier. Yeah. A lot easier if you are on the same cohort because when you come to class, you can share. And then because we are 19 students, so either somebody has to work by himself or herself, or just one group can be 3 people, maybe. So you let me know. So you can start working, but I want you to read this activity first and try those two programs that I ask you to do. Write it in Java. I will create an assignment folder for that so you can post it and start thinking about your game. And then next time I will teach you random numbers. Okay? So any questions? Let me just check the time, 2:07. Are you talking to each other? Yeah, you can, talk to each other and even on the discussion if you like, or you can just, if you know each other, you can talk to each other and work together. Because programming is a teamwork. I mean, sometimes programmers work individually because they need to think a lot. But let me see. Kashmit is asking, how much time will the test take up tomorrow? Oh, maybe not too much. Maybe an hour. I give you an hour. And is there any question about the test, by the way? You're welcome. Can you take over what is on the test? I put it already, Harshpreet. If you check because cohort B has already written a test, I already put a test review. But okay, I tell you again, this test is about variables. So how to declare a variable. I'm going to ask you to write comments about a program. You have to explain some of the codes and how to declare a constant. What are the different types of data? Like integer is for whole number, double and the float is for numbers with decimal point. Short and long are also integer values. So these are the things that you need to read on the notes. And I have posted, go back to the announcements and find the one that says test review. Then you can do that. Look at that. Any other question? And tomorrow,
You are now muted.